Well, Christopher, Prince Christopher, you were over me, man. You had me behind you. You had me in your rear view mirror, but you had to come back and poke me in the eye again, huh? So my Departisus video is back up for everybody else, and Christopher's taking a swipe at me on it. I suppose I don't want to misquote him. He comes on my video and says, "I wonder if Kay Morgan thinks Harry Potter is true, seeing how it doesn't say it's fiction. Next, he'll be ridiculing J.K. Rowling." Actually, I won't be doing that, Chris. I don't ridicule people haphazardly or just randomly, so I doubt J.K. is going to come and say anything to me. If anything, I'd hope she'd come and say, "Will you marry me?" But because she's got some bucks, but I'd have to tell my wife, let her down gently. I'm only serious, okay? Just in case my kids are watching. But Chris, I saw in your latest video, this is kind of funny to me, but I mean, you use words like common sense. When you say things like, "That's just common sense," and you know, anybody with an IQ over 0, I've heard you say that before, or read that before. It makes me chuckle. Common sense. Many of us have that, but it's not all too common. So it's kind of like one of those things that people say that common sense, it's not common sense. Particularly when we're talking about you. So I want to go to a portion of your video. I want to talk about part of that video. See, what you have to understand is my video is on, my Departisus video is up because I have the right to have it up there. That's what you have to get beyond. It's not up there because you've given me permission. That's what you're trying to, or that's what it appears to me anyways. You're trying to frame this now as, well, I've forgiven him taking my stuff and I'll go ahead and let him have it. No, that's not why it's there. It's there because I have the right to have it there. I didn't violate copyright law. If you don't understand that, that's fine. But it's there because I have a right to have it there and because YouTube allows me to host my video on its server. You have no legal right to take my video down. You didn't just suddenly become a good guy and let me have it there. The sooner you come to grips with that, the better off you'll be. You can talk about the stupid letter that you sent. I don't care if Santa Claus gave you permission. It doesn't make it true. You asked the question wrong. You asked the question wrong, as both my son and Super Angry Monkey have pointed out to you. But I don't expect you to, admit to that, because you stick to your guns no matter how ridiculous you look. And you say things that are so easily disproven. For example, you held up a Harry Potter book in your last video and said that nowhere in that book did it say it was fiction. Guess what I have? That's right. I have the Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Never read it. Never read more than a couple sentences of Harry Potter. But I do know one little thing. See this? Can you read that? That's the table of contents. Just so you can go to the right place. Anybody that would care to follow along. Now hopefully J.K. Rowling won't mind me reading out of her book, because this is clearly copyrighted. I'm on the copyrighted page, not the table of contents page, the page right before it, which is at the top of the book, at the top of the page it says "For Jessica." At the bottom, towards the bottom, towards the bottom, right in this area right here, right below the ISBN number, it says, it reads, 1. Fantasy, fiction. 2. Witches, fiction. 3. Wizards, fiction. 4. Schools, fiction. 5. England, fiction. And it's got a title, 1998, and then it's got the little FIC. FIC. I wonder what that means. I wonder what that FIC means. It could mean something else. But, so Christopher, when you say, nowhere in here does it say it's fiction, maybe you got the non-fiction edition of Harry Potter. But my son read the fictional one. But see, even if it didn't specifically say fiction, your website specifically said non-fiction, not fiction. That means that if someone comes there and looks at that and reads the words non-fiction, and I have a screen capture of what your A War This Way Comes front page looked like, your home, the introduction, and the disclaimer, all that stuff. I have what it looked like before you edited it. So the word, whatever you put in after personal opinion and imagination, I think, and when you told my son that it said this is mostly nonfiction, I got proof that it didn't say that. It says, while this is a non-fiction, null work. No two bones about that? Now, me reading it, and common sense should tell me that it's not true. You're right about that. I know it's not true. I know it's not true. But how am I to know that you don't know it's not true? In fact, someone that labels their work nonfiction would lead the uninitiated to believe that you believe this is true. So why don't you clear it up for us, Christopher? Do you or do you not believe that you have battled Satan? It says in here that you've had several battles with demons before they finally went away. You said that you did banishments, banishing rituals. Do you believe that you can do a banishing ritual and drive the demons out of someone's house? Common sense would tell me that you can't. But I think you believe you can. So that just further strengthens my belief that you can't use common sense to determine what you believe is true. You can't. Clarify for those interested whether or not you believe you can do these banishments and whether or not that is true. Did that happen? Did Saint Michael allow you to use his powers? Because you said that Saint Michael granted you the use of his power once. Now, in your nonfiction work, I want to know if that's in the fictional part of your nonfiction work or not. I wouldn't even be bringing this stuff up if it wasn't for the fact that you have to come back once again, poke me in the eye with your stupid comment on my video. I'm glad you did it, though, because it gives me a chance to come and clarify a few things. I'm not going to come and pick on you randomly. It's only going to be as a reaction to things that you ask me. So, I guess we'll go from there. Talk to you later.